Greetings, fellow traders. Bubblehead here, and it's time for the daily market wrap for Friday, January 10th, 2020. I hope everybody had a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. All right, awesome. Let's pull up the chart for the SPX. Wow, pretty good. We have a green candle on the week, right? Fully engulfing the prior real body, right? Almost completely engulfing the prior week's candle, but definitely bullish, right? Closed over the prior week's highs. A little bit of an upper shadow here that it left with, but we did hit all-time highs this week, so that was pretty significant. Today's day, what did we get to? So the open there was 3266.03. Today's close was 3265.35. So we do have a bearish engulfing candle going into next week, but we still have just closing support below, and we have the upper trend line. So we'll see how that holds. Things started to look a little toppy today. There was definitely some bearish activity. So if we go to the 15-minute chart, we could see, right, we were met with, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right, into the day. So it was definitely a bearish, looking day today, right? We had inside 15, took us down, inside 15 up for a little bit of a rally, right? Turned into a bear flag and then back down, right? You have this momentum shooting stars brought us to the downside there. So pretty impressive stuff there on SPX. There were, some other ones too that were pretty interesting. Okay, so Apple tried to hold in there all day, finished with a doji today. Amazon got weak today, 17 points to the downside. Right, we had an upper shadow here, upper shadow here, upper shadow here, and then it pushed. And once it finally got through that prior day's low there, right, gave some moves right to the downside. So a little bit of lower shadow here, but general weakness here. It looks like it's about 50% of the range of that big candle right here. So we'll see if it wants to test any lower on that one. Tesla today down a little bit, just kind of inside day today, narrow range on Tesla. So we'll see what that has in store for Monday. A couple of the big ones, Beyond. Huge volume came in here, right? Nice breakout of this big accumulation period right here. Condensed period with a big move up, on the 7th, right? A little bit of a nasty day here. And then this one closed over it pretty strong. That was testing the open gap levels right there. You got some follow through today. Big volume came in on that one. A couple other fad names out there. So we had like LK. They did an offering. They announced an offering this morning, so that had a gap down. It did try to push its way up, right, and then kind of came back down again. So we'll keep an eye on Luckin to see what that has in store for the coming weeks too. Other than that, a couple other names that were pretty interesting today that we saw were Baidu. Baidu had a real strong close today, guys. Can't deny it, right? So we had an inside day gap up, a little bit of a doji yesterday, and then we closed well above it today with increased volume. Baidu looks pretty angry here. See if that's got any power in it to get up to that 150 level. And then on the bearish side too, we saw AVGO, Broadcom, nasty candle today, finished towards the lows, right? This thing goes back at this point to a very, very old gap, way back yonder here. So let's see if it can get into that next week, and kind of like a funky little head and shoulders type thing going into it. But let's see if we can try to fill that gap next week. It looks pretty angry here. I think there is a 20-day moving average here, so if it doesn't use that as support, right, a breakdown there could test the cloud bottom. So we got a couple ones that are interesting going into next week. So looking forward to it. It's been a wild one. Earnings season next week, right? The financials kick it off next week, so keep an eye out for your Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, those type of ones. So that should be pretty fun. So that'll get things going again and spice things up in the market. So looking forward to that. It'll also give us some more 15 orbs to work with. So I hope everybody has a great, wonderful weekend. Get some rest, have fun with family and friends, and enjoy. And we'll be back on Sunday night. So hope to see you on the live stream then. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.